So the September numbers are out, or we've crunched the September numbers. So this is going to give you an idea of what has happened last month. So you can kind of get some type of prediction of what will happen moving forward. Also, I want to cover some of the most expensive neighborhoods, some of the expensive zip codes, some of the cheap zip codes. Not cheap.
More affordable.
More affordable. That's a great PC way.
Yes, that's the way you want to say that.
That's what you want to say, right? If you have a tight budget, you know, like where would you start that search? So we'll cover some of that as well. So let's get into the numbers. So in Fairfax County, in the month of September, there were 1,600 home sales, or 1,617 home sales, and that is 3.8% decrease over the same time last year. So one of the things that you want to monitor right now, especially, is that the market is kind of going at it's kind of freezing up a little bit, right? First of all, we're not seeing that many houses come on the market, which is normal. That part is normal.
It's fall.
Right? But now we're actually starting to see some price reductions. We're starting to see, we have a couple listings on the market right now, so we're starting to see just less showings.
Fewer showings, days on market, although still not high by any means.
Right, the days on market are not high. I don't think it's anything to be afraid of yet. It is interesting right now, right? We were slinging houses at the beginning of the year.
I mean, not even the beginning of the year. I mean, just think of June, July.
Oh yes, that's true.
It was just like, I mean, we were having trouble when we were working with buyers where we couldn't get appointments.
Yes.
You know, like, oh, Sunday, everything is booked. We have to see it Saturday night. We're just not seeing that same rush from buyers.
We're not seeing the same rush from buyers, but we're also seeing sellers. We're starting to see some drastic price reductions, but it is something where you see everybody else's prices increase. So in your mind, you're thinking, you know what, I'm about to cash out. And so I think that what we're going to start to see is we're going to start to see sellers who were watching the market at the beginning of the year, and they couldn't sell for some reason, right? Like either
they held off. Whatever reason,
for whatever reason, right? If maybe you didn't retire in time, maybe your next house wasn't going to be ready, or maybe you didn't even know where you want to live.
Or you had stuff you want to do to your home, right?
Exactly.
So you're like, oh, well, I have to hire a contractor, because that's been really hard for a lot of sellers. Is finding an available contractor. Our contractor has been swamped.
Yes.
The contractor that works on all of our clients' homes, he works on our house. And right now, we are waiting for him to do something here at our house.
That's true. So how do you manage that? I mean, we have a listing right now in Kingstowne where the neighbor 3 houses down from our listing, they have been battling with the contractor for
a few weeks.
No, a few months now. They were supposed to come on before us.
They were supposed to come on the market before we came on the market.
And so how do you manage that? That whole process is really challenging right now. And so, and now we're starting to see the prices kind of decrease. So I think that a lot of sellers are going to be upset that they probably, because of their hesitation or because of the fact that they just couldn't get the timing right, they probably left some money on the table. $10,000, $20,000, $50,000 in
We have
some
definitely
cases.
seen that. We've seen that. We had another client who was searching for a home earlier in the year, and it took them a while to find a property. And since it took them a while to find a property, it took a while before they could get their current home on the market.
Yes.
And so they definitely feel like they left some money on the table.
Exactly.
Because had they been able to close on what they wanted to purchase in the spring, then that means that we probably would have been able to list their home in the spring or summer versus coming on the market in the fall.
The other thing that kind of stood out to me in the numbers this month, so look, remember we're looking at September numbers, is that the days on market have decreased. The days on market are still decreasing from last year.
Okay.
Overall, though, this is the overall numbers. So you got to remember, Fairfax County is a
massive area.
Massive area. So it's much larger than most people realize. So I want to kind of highlight some zip codes here because it's going to be easier for you when you're doing your research to look at zip codes in relationship to where you're probably going to be working. Our most expensive zip codes for the month of September were 22101. The average sales price in that zip code, which is in McLean, was at 1.9 million. Great Falls was 22066. The average sales price in that zip code was 1.5 million. Then the third winner up is in Vienna at 1.18 million, and that's 22182. And then Fairfax Station is number 4 at 1.07 million, and that's 22039. And then the last zip code, or the fifth most expensive zip code for the month of September, was in Dunloring, and that is 22027, and that's that's at $964,000. So what you're going to do with this information is take where you're going to work, plug in the zip code to see if the commute time is going to work for you, right?
Yeah, and that's probably a little bit better than putting in the area, just because sometimes an area may have multiple zip codes. Because even looking at this list, you know, Dunlaurin is really like right outside of Vienna, but then the next two after Dunlaurin are also Vienna.
Right.
So that's a good way to research it if you can find the zip code.
The most affordable zip codes, we're going to start with the most affordable, and then it'll get a little bit more expensive. So we have Bailey Crossroads, the 22041 zip code at $430,000 for the average sales price. We have Alexandria, right? So Alexandria is a wide swath of land in the in Fairfax County. That's going to be below 95. That's going to be 22309 at $456,000. Reston 20190 at $498,000. And Springfield comes in at number 4, 22152 at $523,000. And then Fairfax 22033, $525,000. While this video is airing, I believe we have Fairfax. We're about to do Reston video, and then we have Alexandria. Alexandria video is already up. So
Alexandria is up, Springfield is up, and Fairfax is up.
Yep, exactly. Oh yeah, Fairfax
is up. Reston will be shot this week, so it'll be up next week.
Exactly.
And then just to go back, Vienna, which was listed on the most expensive, that video actually went up on the channel today.
That's true. So that's another thing you should do. When I give you the area, just go into our playlist and look up the area itself to find a more in-depth video about that particular market. See how that worked out?
Yeah. Well, so Fairfax County has 18. Fairfax County has 18 areas, and so what we're doing right now, we're in the process of putting up videos of, you know, with information about all 18 of those areas.
Right.
And so it includes information about the real estate, what type of homes are available, how much they cost. We take a little tour of the neighborhood so you can kind of see what the homes look like or what the neighborhoods look like.
Right.
And also like things to do. For the most part, when you move to an area, like where you live is where you play. So for the most part, you know, you're going to go to the supermarkets there. You're going to eat out in those areas. So we try to show you what's going on or what there is to do in that area, because that's a huge thing for most people who are moving here, because most people don't work from, well, they may work from home right now.
Right now, but then that's not going to last.
But that's not that, yeah, that won't last always.
Yes. So again, two ways to look at this list, right? If you go to the replay for this video, you go to the zip code. You can use the zip code itself, or you can use the area, and then we have area videos for you to go into more depth. I think that we'll probably finish all 18 areas by the end of the year. The goal is to have it finished by the end of the year, because they are taking a little bit longer to produce than anticipated, right? So that's all I have on the numbers side. So my name is Abraham Walker. This is Crystal Walker, and we are with the Ask a Walker team. We're a husband and wife real estate team. In the future, we're going to be coming live, on Wednesdays?
Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern.
Yes, Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern, right? So schedule it, set it in your calendar. So that's it for the show. We'll see you on next week.
Excellent.
Peace.